told you.
I'll get out the trumpets and fanfare for you.
Oh dear, that's.
I'm gonna be working while I'm.
I know, but I'd like to be able to sit in the same room, be able to same doc, that kind of stuff. Makes it easier. We also have the
Thank you for printing those out for me, Ken.
No problem.
Did it mess you up?
I just walked past them on the printers.
I'm sorry.
And since I'm the only one down here with the computer equipment, I never wanna
You're like, oh, well.
leave it alone even for a
Oh,
second.
Candace.
No, you didn't mess me up at all. I forgot to ask you if you were okay with me going ahead and moving forward with it this month.
Just as introduced.
You,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. I thought the, Drew told me, I left you a message, he told you that, what he said was fine. No, it's fine.
Okay. Well, I sent it out to a bunch of CDCs today, so we gonna have.
As a preliminary, or what are you telling them, or?
It's draft. Yeah. Comments back to me by June 15th, so they've got basically informed.
And then you'll have about a week to factor any of their comments into the final version for the commissioners.
That's an appropriate way to put that. We'll factor in their comments.
Yes.
Some will have none. Some you might.
Some should have a problem. Most should not have a problem, let's say.
And some will, I'm sure.
We consider it of your input.
Well, some of them, you know, if they do, we'll be able to explain them away.
Well,
Not
I
to their
think-
satisfaction, but
Well, that's what I thought, which is, I think we'll probably get a line of inquiry regarding how does this work operationally as opposed to, you know, well, we think it should be different here, different there. I think they'll ask more questions about what can you tell us more about this particular step.
I know that it's on page 3.
I think that's the advice that we should probably use the guidance a little bit. Cool.
No, I am not gonna find out how completely inadequate this document is.
We'll care for yourself now.
I'm riddled with self-doubt.
Carl's not over the slide.
I was gonna say, I'm sure it's been deliberated over without us. Hey, now, before he calls to order, what about that? One piece of property,
Yes, it is, and
Yeah.
and I have, I'm in the process, if each one of you, I would like to meet with one-on-one to discuss, the status of it, and a request by the council to, appear at the June commissioners meeting to introduce the topic for your consideration. And so, you need to get on your calendars, you know, you're heading out of town soon, not that you can't go about this person, but just open door lawn and such,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
one-on-one meeting, and that way I share with you everything you share with me, and that way we're up to speed on, because they'd like to come and present their case to, have the board of commissioners consider and release them mutually from the project agreement. And I think we're at that appropriate stage where, it'd be right for each one of you to meet with me one-on-one, discuss those issues, and see if there are any, outstanding issues that we need to be, examined further before they come first board.
All right, and then, I mean, in my head, it may be 2 meetings before the decision is acted upon.
I think it will be.
Okay, good.
Because one, let's say, for example, we can make the introduction of that item on the June agenda. Council, Ms. Soliday is not available for July meeting, and she's traveling out of state, and so she would not be able to come back until August. So I've already laid that out with her, and she's aware of that as well, so.
So informative first meeting and then act on it.
And if you, and each of you, after we meet, decide we want to change our trajectory on that, you know, they're open to that as well, so.
was there another counselor involved?
No, not that we, I mean, not that we're working. So, I believe we have contacted, and they have contacted community stakeholders.
Okay. Well, I think the best thing to do is timing wise usually goes through Ryan, and he can schedule everything and ask the board members if and when they're available too, so.
Yeah, I would not, I was not gonna ask Ryan to schedule it until I let each one of you do it, make sure each one of you are comfortable with moving that item forward. I'm just gonna give Eva a better calendar.
Okay.
For some time, and then work with her, and then same thing do that more.
I'm not available next week.
So, go play someplace fun.
No, I'm not.
Not that Route 260 is fun, I like that person.
All right, we can go ahead and get the meeting started. I'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. This is the Marion County Commissioners meeting. It is May 17th, 2022, approximately 2 p.m., and we are in the City County Building in room 260. My name is Joseph O'Connor. I am the President of the County Commissioners. We'll go ahead and start off with introductions on my left. Madam Auditor.
Julie Voorhees, Marion County Auditor and the Recording Secretary to the Board of Commissioners.
Thanks.
Good afternoon. I'm Barbara Lawrence, Treasurer of Marion County and Vice President of the Board of Commissioners.
Thanks. Okay, the first order of business will be to approve the meeting minutes from April 19th, 2022. Do we have any corrections or additions to those minutes?
Mr. President, I move approval of the minutes as presented.
And I second.
We have a motion to approve and a second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Sorry. Opposed, same sign. Okay, minutes are approved. Seeing no new business, it looks like we have a discussion on Senate Enrolled Act number 62, nonprofit housing legislation. Go ahead and,
I'm happy to do that.
okay, yeah,
Okay.
please.
You have before you two documents which I referenced at our last meeting. The first one is a guidance and policy document. The second one is the application for participation. Essentially, what I believe the commissioners need to do is to put in place a document that helps us as we implement this new nonprofit housing program, and also serves as a guide to community development corporations and nonprofits that are interested in participating in the program. The governor signed the bill into law on March 15th. Its effective date is July 1st. So what I wanted to do is to get this in front of the commissioners, get it in front of a number of stakeholders to have about a 1 month comment period, and then we would consider it for final action and adoption at the June 21st meeting by resolution.
Okay.
So,
So after that June resolution, we'll be in taking applications for this
yes,
new law?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And there is no pride of authorship. Each of you brings a unique perspective to the tax sale process. If you have any comments or concerns, please let me know. And I'm having the same conversation with CDCs and other folks that have expressed interest in the bill.
Okay.
And I'm happy to answer or try to answer any questions. Other than that, we'll consider it on the June 21st meeting.
Okay. I guess more just a question on the intake process, I assume. So is this online? Is this an online application? Is it a hard copy? Are they intake through, I'm assuming just through the treasurer's staff will intake these, and then
and then present them to the commissioners for our consideration.
And I guess will all apps be considered? Or will there be a screening process or a housing of the?
I
I'm
think there
assuming-
will be a
Soon we'll
screening.
get to a big enough number where it may be a digital type warehouse for
Yeah,
these?
yeah. I can't imagine that this go around, we're gonna have more than 4 or 5 that are interested in participating. And I will have the application online. I'm not sure we're gonna get the technology mastered to have it be an online application, but it will certainly be available online. And under the terms of the state law, the application has to be received by 45 days within the date of the auction. So if we have the auction on October 1st, we need to get the application by August 15th. So
We'll
it's-
know the universe
Yeah,
at a dead set time.
Yes.
They won't trickle in.
right.
And it'll be small enough that a manual, keeping track of these manually are good enough. I guess at some point, we may need to have a database sort of help us keep track and,
Exactly. I yearn for the days when the program becomes that successful.
yeah.
We're starting in earnest right now. So.
Well, I think we use PVD. And I know we have a notes field, but we need to look through there and see if there's other places we could use as a database for that. Because our minutes will reflect one thing, but I think we need to make it permanent inside the land system. So we need to maybe review that, have staff review it, maybe,
Right, I think we can get our staffs together and figure that out.
right.
And Ryan will be the point person in the treasurer's office. I think he's been informed of that. Surprise. So he's been involved in reviewing the documents and asking a lot of good questions. So think of it as sort of the surplus program with Ryan's coordination.
Okay.
So is this going to be before they're even allowed to set up for bid?
Yes.
Okay. So these will be through that process. The
Yes.
deadlines will be clear with all of us.
Yes.
And
Now, just to be clear, a nonprofit entity could participate under the SCA 62 to bid on houses, but they could also be eligible under the normal part.
Right.
So,
They're not restricted one way or
Right.
the other.
right.
no, but so they could potentially go ahead and sign up for a bidder, or are we going to require them to have a separate paddle number?
I believe, and I've not thought that far, and that's a question to work with our vendor, but I believe they should have 2 separate registrations because it's sort of 2 separate.
Well, we have to have approval for
Process.
this portion of it. They don't
Yes.
have to have anything but the registration on that.
Correct.
So I do see that there might be a, did you have a recommendation, council?
Yes, I believe we've discussed this with your staff as well, that a unique bidder number, and you said paddle number, really it's
Bidder number, yeah.
digitally, so that we can memorialize this for history, any data of what was the bid history of bid participation on a particular parcel, and even if, say, a CDC has to register twice, so to
Yeah.
speak, but we'll know the universe of registered participants well before the date of the sale for our nonprofits. And however, you know, the other sort of wide open portion of it, they could register as late as, you know, I think the Friday before, maybe.
Yeah.
So there's that aspect of it. But as far as the application goes, you know, we can't post anything online until, of course, this board has approved the final version of anything, and we're having discussions with our ISA about how accessible we can make the documents to the public, and we'd like to.
So back when we started the discussion about, flagging something within PVD, Ryan, you started to say something. Have you looked at some options for that?
I was actually going to ask clarification. Do you mean as a way to flag the parcels that they want to bid on prior to the tax sale, or as a way to flag the parcels that they purchase at the tax sale?
Well, I think certainly during certification process, they'll all be flagged in tax sale.
Correct.
But we could go back, the ones that we eventually do add available for nonprofit sale, we could, I mean, that's easy enough, you just type in the flag, right?
Yes.
And then, but I'm not sure, when you type out the flag, can you create a report with that alone?
I do believe so, yes.
And then maybe put a note in the notes field that it was approved for the nonprofit sale on such and such commissioners meeting.
Okay, yeah.
That gives reference, and I think that's probably all you need in there.
So just a way to mark in PVD which parcels are specifically eligible under SEA 62.
Right.
Okay.
We do make them available with the tax sale flags,
Yes.
and I think you have it on the tax sale because, am I mistaken that they'll be offered at both?
Probably, conceivably. I mean,
If they don't sell, wouldn't they roll to the regular sale?
Correct.
Okay, so see, if we just have both flags in there, they know that they could be eligible at sale for either one.
Okay.
All right. Do we have any other questions or comments regarding Senate Enrolled Act 62?
I have a question on the application, just real quick. It just didn't occur to me before. Business personal property parcel. On the application on the first page. Did you require that, Joe?
you know, that's really weird. I don't think that should be there. That's a
don't-
good big catch.
Well,
There would be no reason for us to have that, unless it was to
Well-
validate their current time.
And they're filing, I guess.
Correct. But the
Okay.
reason you would have that is to verify
Okay.
their current.
They're current.
Right.
Okay.
okay. Do we need to add, I mean, it's kind of lame that they have to be eligible for, none of the properties they own should have back taxes.
Right.
Or
We-
they should have filed. Whether they're exempt or not, they're required to file the business personal property
Correct.
return.
That would be
Okay.
part of the due diligence process that we will be reviewing
Okay,
those types of things.
okay, so you would recommend that that stays in there?
I mean, I think that's baked into some of the other processes we have where they have, the city, before they'll issue a permit, make sure that they're filing all the proper filings and stuff. So I mean, I think it's maybe not necessary, but it's good to have in the application part to make sure that they are following all the rules, paying all the, or filling out all the forms.
The tax rules, I get it.
Any other questions?
Thank you.
Thanks. Any other questions? No?
No.
Okay. All right, looks like we have the abutting landowner program. Looks like we have one parcel on the agenda.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. All parcels offered have been through the Marion County tax lien sale. These parcels did not have the lien purchased, and the owners did not redeem within the allotted legal redemption period. All parcels have been assessed at less than $50,000, and abutting landowners must be current on all property taxes and own a parcel that is contiguous to the parcel being offered. This month, we have one property listed on the agenda. The gross revenue from this offering is $3,650. Here is a picture of the parcel in question. It is the one highlighted in blue. I believe the owner to the north is the parcel that purchased it.
Okay. It's a pretty big number usually for these
This was actually one that went to a second round.
Okay, I wondered if it was a bid war.
Yes.
All right.
At this time, staff recommends declaring the property listed on the agenda as surplus and transferring it to the abutting landowner with the highest bid received. Are there any questions?
Any questions from the commissioners on this budding landowner program parcel? Okay, hearing none, I'll entertain a motion.
Mr. President, I move approval of the abutting landowner program proposal as presented by Ryan Capshaw.
Okay, we have a motion.
Second?
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve. All in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Thank you very much, Commissioners.
Thank you. Looks like that concludes our agenda today. Our next meeting will be June 21st, 2022 at 2 p.m. in this same room, which is 260 of the City County Building. Hearing or seeing no other business to come before the Commissioners today, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
We are adjourned.
Woo-hoo.